Hi, this is a video about my fragrance collection and the ones I like the most. I have quite a few fragrances and like to compare and contrast them against each other. I also like to see if I can tell the difference between various fragrance notes. Fragrance number 1, Yves Saint Laurent YEDP Intense. If I could only have one fragrance, I would choose Yves Saint Laurent Y Eau de Parfum Intense. Y is a bit like a mix of two of my favorites, Versace Eros Eau de Parfum and Dior Sauvage EDT. The sweet part of Eros and the blue part of Sauvage. Even though Y is not my favorite fragrance, I think it is a good, versatile, all-round fragrance for men. I am just not a big fan of the sage middle note. Fragrance number 2, Versace Dylan Blue. If I could only have two fragrances in my collection, I would choose Versace Dylan Blue. Again, it is a good versatile all-round fragrance that brings in notes popular in other blue fragrances. In particular, it has a profile similar to the newer Dior Sauvage Elixir and the old-school favorite Drakkar Noir. You could also choose Drakkar Noir itself as a second fragrance or Miniso's wonderful modern Drakkar clone called Code Noir. Others that would also fit in this slot are Bleu de Chanel or one of the more modern Acqui di Gio flankers like Profumo. Fragrance number 3, Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male. The next fragrance style I would pick is one that still has the sweet and fresh thing going on, but with amber as the prominent base note. I would pick Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male, the original. Amber is such a great note that always works well. Although there are tons of Le Male flankers in this case, just go for the original. That is the reason why the line has been so popular. Alternatively, here you could choose one of the Victor and Rolf Spicebombs, Armani Codes, Dolce & Gabbana The One Intense, even the cheapy Cuba Gold, or if you want something super strong, Paco Rabanne 1 Million or Invictus. All of these fragrances don't smell the same, they just fill the same niche or having amber predominant in the base note dry down. Personally, I have chosen Le Male to fill this slot because I like that it is a bit more fresh than the others and has reasonable longevity. 4 more suggestions to round out your collection. Here are some more suggestions of what I think would make a nice fragrance collection if you were just starting off. You don't need to take them in the order I am presenting them here, they are just in styles that are different and complement the ones previously mentioned. You will see that I like designer fragrances more than niche ones. I am not convinced that spending more on a niche is usually worth it. Number 4, Dior Intense. The lipstick iris note in Dior Intense is not for everybody, but if you smell it and like it, it works well as a point of difference to the other types of fragrances we are building in this collection. I did not like it at the start, but it really did grow on me as I got more familiar with fragrances. Other than that, you could choose one of these as an alternative for something with iris.
Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Le Parfum.
This has the iris note and would be a reasonable choice if you did not choose Le Male for your number 3 pick. Diesel for Life Spirit. Although it is discontinued, this fragrance is still available and has a great mix of iris, amber and sweet notes. It also has good longevity. If you do not like iris at all, maybe our number 5 pick is better for you. Number 5, Bentley for Men Intense. Fragrances that are based around leather or tobacco scents are great and very different from the more usual blue or sweet fragrances. Bentley for Men Intense does this style wonderfully, lasts long and is a standout for this type of cologne. My other favorite here is Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. It is more subtle, uses tobacco as the base note, and is more barbershop instead of Bentley's gentleman's club vibe. Number 6, Mont Blanc Explorer. This is my pick for the Creed Aventus, Pineapple and Birch Accord fragrances. Aventus costs too much and Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man has an awful starting top note. Mont Blanc Explorer is great for when you feel like a palate cleanser to the other fragrances you have in your collection. Finally, this leads us into number 7, Lattafa Amir Al Oud Intense. This fragrance does two things at once. It has a prominent oud note on a base similar to Baccarat Rouge 540 or By the Fireplace. This will not smell like anything else in your collection. It is strong and projects like crazy. If you like the oud note part but not the idea of 540, you could go with Lattafa Oud for Glory, Scent Story 24 Gold, or the lovely, more subtle but discontinued Versace Oud Noir. If you are younger, don't like the oud part but are a bit adventurous, you could try Ariana Grande Cloud. It has a prominent tropical coconut note over the top of a Baccarat Rouge 540 base. Ultimately, fragrance is about wearing scents you like and having fun rather than getting too caught up in what other people may like.